Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness, a channel dedicated to uplifting and enhancing your spiritual well-being. Okay, so I posted the new activation. Link is here. So check it out and just let me know what you think about those. I think I have about 5 more to do, but I'm going to give you a heads up. The month of February, the first 14 days, is going to be 14 days of self-love. So we are going to just spend a lot of time on self-love, activations, spiritual practices, and really focusing on good self-care. So look forward to that. I'll be doing that both here and on my other channel, The Organizer Advisor, where I help you raise your vibration through organization. Let's jump into it. I'm not going to go into the astrology today because I'm telling you that Cancer full moon, wolf full moon last night is beautiful. And I actually got a picture. I posted it so you can see that post, picture of Mars. And the full moon was going to occult Mars, so Mars was going to go behind the full moon, and it actually was beautiful. Got up early this morning and got to see it on the other side where it had already occulted and moved over to the other side of the moon, so it was really beautiful. But with the Moonology deck by Yasmin Bolin, this means to let your fears dissolve. Now I'm going to tell you, because this full moon was in Pisces, it was an emotional full moon. I didn't feel like it wasn't that intense for me, but I think my Chiron is in Pisces, so that's what really got impacted for me, but it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, check out yesterday's video. I'll link it here. You may want to see that because, after I did that video, I listened to a couple of astrology reports, and boy, was that on target. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the space. So meet me back here. Take the next 33.3 seconds. Do some big cleansing breaths. Let those emotions go. Let your fears dissolve. And let's see what this reading brings in the way of messages for you today. Friends, let's start off with the Power of Love Oracle. Oh, look, I'm gonna say it because the angel, Ask Angels, is Angel Answers by Rodley Valentine. This card was on top. Forgiveness. And it's facing up, and my deck is facing down. So there's forgiveness. That needs to be the energy for today, and that's the fear. A lot of times your fear is harbored in a potential hurt, or anticipating a hurt. That's where fear comes from. But forgiveness is going to release the fear of being hurt, because you'll know that you are solid in your energy, and that you've got this. All right, I'll put that here. Let's see, The Power of Love. This is by James Van Praagh. And then I will use Angel Answers. So be thinking about a question that you want to ask the angels, and then we'll see what pulls through. And I will be using the Art Nouveau Tarot, and I don't have a creator on that. There's empathy. You feel and understand that the emotions of another are in service of love. So the forgiveness may be empathy and responsibility. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. Compassion. Okay. I mean, you can't get 3 cards that go together more suitably. You have empathy and compassion. Those two definitely bookending but there's responsibility in the center. So what this means to me is, number one, you're responsible for your own responses. You're responsible for your own responses. I have to write that down. I should just make one video of all these little jewels that come through and just add them all together, because I think there's a very good life guidance there for everyone. So you are responsible for your own responses. You are responsible for your compassion. You are responsible for the amount of empathy that you feel. So if you can't feel empathy, like you haven't been through that experience, have compassion for them. That's your responsibility, just as it's others' responsibility to feel that way toward you. All right, let's pull from the Art Nouveau Tarot. This is one of my favorite decks. It's gilded. I love it. It's so beautiful. But I don't use it that often. I was very talkative yesterday. Let's see what comes through today. We got some really good guidance yesterday. Check out that video. I linked it before. Yeah, there's the Knight of Pentacles. He was in yesterday's reading. Something that is taking a long time or not moving fast as you would had hoped. It's also about diligence. It's about taking your time, looking at the details, making sure that you're following up. There's the Fool energy. Something here about an offer. There's the Emperor. The Fool and the Emperor. And the Sun. 3 major arcanas, so you can tell that the energy from this full moon is still pretty potent. And remember that you're going to experience that. Okay, there's the Ace of Swords. Okay. All right. The Ace of Swords is in the challenging position, so there is some sort of truth or something that you really don't want to admit or see or take responsibility for. If we have this responsibility, the responsibility is truth. You need to take responsibility. You know, if there was an offense, own it. If you just are, you know, maybe my guides are saying like showing up to work, not showing up to work on time, and your boss calls you out and you're like, but, no, just say, I'll do my best to try harder. I'll come up with a plan where I get to work on time. Just take responsibility. We'll get to the empathy and compassion, but there is something that you need to be really diligent about. And that's this responsibility. The Knight of Pentacles is very responsible, very reliable. So you need to become more reliable in some aspect of your life. So check where that Pisces energy is in your chart. That might be an indication. Mine is Chiron. So, you know, I don't know. Every time there's a Chiron activation, it is brings up something I got to deal with. So anyway, but then we have this Two of Wands. This is something where you're going to have to set an intention. Like if you are late for work chronically, then you need to get up earlier. You need to take a different route. You need to maybe not stop for coffee and make your coffee at home. Whatever is creating the delay. You know, organize your closet to reduce the getting dressed stress. Check out my video on that. At my Organizer Advisor channel. I have a whole thing on how to organize your wardrobe so that you have what you need when you need it. Actually, on Sundays, we plan our wardrobe for the week, so we're not in that getting dressed stressed energy. That creates a vibe. That sets us off for the day. We want to be positive. We want to be proactive. We want to be successful. Those are all positive energies, and sometimes that requires planning and responsibility. All right, next we have this Fool card. This is like, okay, so what my guides are saying is after this full moon energy kind of dissipates as we go through, like it's a 48-hour window, Then you're going to have this breath of like, okay, I've started something new here. I've got a new plan in place. I'm doing my 2025 Total Life Transformation with the Organizer Advisor. I hate to quit plugging it, but truly it helps. I'm just saying. But this is a new way of doing things that is going to clear this up a little bit. You're going to find a solution to a situation. You will find a solution to a situation that is causing some friction. And it's about taking responsibility. Then we have this Emperor here. And the Emperor is, that's Aries energy, that's Mars. Now remember, the Mars and the Moon were, the Moon occulted Mars last night. So it came out on the other side. That's what this energy is on this full. It's an opportunity for you to do things differently. It is an opportunity for you to take accountability for something that you need to fix. You need to find a solution for. And then we have this Sun energy because, you know, we all want to be successful. We want these happy outcomes. We want to find these solutions in our lives because they make us feel good. All right, so let's check with the angel answers. Let's see what the angels have to say. No, they're telling me to pull 3 cards. So 3 cards. Remember, we have this card of forgiveness. First of all, forgive yourself because you're going to be responsible and accountable. So forgive yourself. Let's find out what. I just saw like the Queen of Cups. I think it was the Queen of Cups. Let's see. So once you come up with this plan and you kind of get called out on this responsibility, once you come up with this plan, things are going to shift. And it's going to have beautiful outcomes. We have the Fool card and the Sun card. It's just like, wow, now I feel so much better. I'm not so stressed. I don't start my day behind. I'm not always on the back foot, as my mother used to say. Because with this Emperor, you took charge. You found the solution. You implemented a practical response to the situation. And now you're going to have greater, more positive outcomes. There's one in the challenge position. There's another and another. Okay, there's Justice. That's Libra energy. Oh, this is the 9 of Pentacles in the challenge position. This is self-reliance, self-responsibility, taking care of oneself. This is what's in the challenge position because you haven't really been... There's one aspect, find it in your chart, find it in your life. One aspect that you always feel like you're not successful. Sit down, think about it, write it out, do whatever you need to do, but find a solution. Find a different way of doing it. So that if you're always trying to keep up at home, find a management system. I have one for you, by the way. If you are, under piles of paperwork, dedicate some time to do that. Find a plan to keep up instead of catch up. Because when you're always behind, you always feel the weight of all of this responsibility. Now, we have this is the King of Wands in the reverse. That is somebody not being proactive. So definitely, and then we have the Justice card, which is the 11 card. That is Libra energy. That is the cause and effect. The cause and effect is you don't have a plan. You're not implementing a plan to correct whatever this issue is. So that's what you need to do because that's your responsibility. Now, I don't know where this empathy is coming in, this forgiveness, this compassion, but, apply that to your life because this could be about relationships with that Libra energy. So if you want to, apply this to your relationships, have you expressed empathy and compassion for somebody else's journey or struggles? Have you forgiven them for maybe not being their best version of themselves during an interaction? Have you taken responsibility for your own interactions? You're responsible for your responses. You're responsible for your reactions, okay? So just think about that. That might be what needs to be fixed. Big happy changes. That's the Sun card. Big, happy changes. So you're making this change and it's going to have a beautiful outcome. Look at, this is the Sun. Look at how similar those cards are. I mean, there's just a dynamic here of there is a change that needs to be made that is going to have big, happy outcomes for you and for others. So whatever you need to do, find the fix, find the solution, take responsibility, and implement a new way of doing things. Choose a new direction. That's the Fool card. That is absolutely perfect. So that relates to this reading, but if you had an answer from if you asked a question, that's the answers for you. The situation will now improve. There we go. Good guidance for all. Let's do some sacred self-care. Let's just pull 2 cards. Something you can do today to help uplift and enhance your spiritual well-being. A massage. Who doesn't love a good massage? I need to schedule my massage. Oh my gosh, and a sweet treat. Don't overindulge in the sweets because sugar creates inflammation. But look, there's some sweet treats with, you know, fruits and berries, and then one little piece of candy and maybe a chocolate muffin. So when you find the solution here, give yourself a little reward. All right, that is the reading for today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And until then, namaste. Thank you so much for your likes, your subscribing to my channel, and your very kind comments. I hope you found this video helpful. Please check out my other videos for other messages that will help you enhance your spiritual well-being. I'm Elle, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until then, my dear friends, namaste.